this video, we are going to see the implementation life cycle for LLM ops. So we know now the trendy one is agentic AI application. To implement the successful agentic AI application, what are the best life cycle to follow to make successful applications? So we will see this article. So we know that LLMOps large language model operation. This life cycle provide a structured approach to develop, deploy, maintaining AI system. So here the life cycle is we need to plan the requirement. Okay, we can have existing system. We get the proper requirement from the analyst or business users to get the proper requirement to start the applications. After that, we need to collect the data from the business to gather the data and clean the data. Then we need to you create our own LLM, or we can fine tune our LLM, or we can use the existing LLM like Gemini, OpenAI, um, anything. We can use any LLM for um, create the agentic AI application use as a brain. Then we can fine tune our model. We can fine tune our model. Otherwise, we can use RAG system. Instead of fine tuning and takes time to if you are fine tuned, we need to change the data always. So instead of that, we can use a RAG system, and we can use CI/CD pipeline or any other way to update that RAG data frequently or daily, yeah, every time. So then after that, we need to evaluate and test the RAG system or fine tuning. After that, we will create the prompt engineering. So we need to change the prompt frequently based on the feedback to get the proper result. Then we will deploy. Then we will launch a system for use. After that, we will need to monitor and maintain the system. So this is the very important part to for successful um, launching. So the first phase is planning and requirement. This is the foundation phase, the initial phase of the LLM projects. So we need to get the clear, articulate the goal for LLM implementation. So maybe we need to get the customers what are the what application they need. They need chatbot or content generation or code assistant or uh, reading data from the documents, anything. So we need to set the goal. We need to establish a success matrix such as response accurate rates and satisfaction scores to uh, implement the application successfully. Then resource planning. We need to plan the resource where we are going to deploy it and how much cost is needed. Okay, we need to know which cloud need to deploy and what the APIs we are going to use. And the second is data collection and preparation. So data foundation is very important. Quality data is the backbone of any applications. So we need to gather the data. So we need to collect the relevant data for the applications. So we need to, if you are plan to fine tune the model, we need to clean the data, we need to remove the unnecessary data, and we need to validate the data, we need to ensure the proper labeling. So this is very important for uh, model training. After that, model selection. We need to know which model we are going to use. For example, for agentic AI, we need to use a brain as Gemini or Grok or OpenAI, anything, ChatGPT, Cloud, any specialized model we can use. Then we need to create architecture, how much context window um, we are going to use. We can use here large context window as a vector database to maintain our memory. So these are the important things we need to consider. Then after that, fine tuning and training. We need to custom this customization phase. We need to hyper tuning. Hyper tuning means we have the already LLM. We need to fine tune the existing model. So for that, we need proper data set. So optimize the performance of our data set. So we need to create the training pipelines to establish robust training process into data loading, model update, checkpoint management. So in this case, a fine tuning model is good one, but better than that, you can use RAG for agentic applications. Is the best approach to maintain the data always up to date. Then RAG system implementation, knowledge integration phase. So vector database setup, implementation and configure vector storage solution to enable efficient similar search your knowledge base. So this vector search, the vector database is important to get the data at the real time. And also we can get the up-to-date data. So it will help us to get the search data accurately. Then embedded statistic, we need to choose appropriate embedding model technique for converting text into vector representation. So even now in BigQuery, I also have the vector setup, indexing, and embedding format to get the data correctly. So we need to create the retrieval pipelines and context integration. These are all the best way to get the data, similar search data for our search. Then we need to evaluate and testing. So this is very important to test the model and the application or RAG to it is it get the data correctly or not. So prompt engineering. The prompt engineering is very important to get the data correct and require data what we needed from the LLM. So we need to create the prompt. The prompt must be suitable for the context, and also if once we added based on the feedback, we need to change the prompt always to get the proper result. So when we need to consider few shot, multi-shot. So this will be as a we need to pass as an example to get the result correctly. Once everything is finished, we need to deploy our LLM application into the production. So we need to decide which cloud we are going to deploy. After that, after deploy, we can monitor using our observability and the monitor tools we have. So the endpoint is very important to share across the users. So based on the users, the infrastructure must be auto scaling and balancing the um, load. Then at last, monitoring and maintenance. So we need to ensure our ongoing system health and performance. For performance tracking, continuously we need to monitor response time, accuracy rate, and user satisfaction. To based on that, we need to improve our system gradually. We need to maintain the error handling to keep the logging and allow system to get issues quickly and solved as soon as possible. So the cost optimization also pattern also is allocation to control the operation expense. So if we control the resource and pattern, we can control our operation expense also. The same planning and requirement. Then we need to model selection. We need to train that model. After that, um, if you don't interest to fine tuning, we can use for RAG system for keep the data updated, then clean the data for model, then evaluating the model. Then, based on this, we can use prompt engineering, infrastructure, then deployment. So here the important is LLM lifecycle continuous feedbacks loops between the phase, regular evaluation, refinement, ensure optical performance. So the cross-functional collaboration success like a correlate between data science. So our team must be mingle each other to get the good solution. If the experienced guy can manage everything, just scalability planning, as we discuss compliance and ethics through all the phase, mainly focus on data. We need to maintain the data privacy, ethical practice, everything. So at last, like this life cycle provides a comprehensive framework for successful implementation and maintaining LLM application while ensuring quality, reliability, and business value. So, s- we now understand that this life cycle is very important to implement the system and get the successful output from that. So, thank you. Tune with us. We'll add more related videos. Thank you. Thank you very much.